As much as we love a good online free-for-all or a couch co-op adventure, there's nothing quite like submerging yourself in a true single-player experience. So let's take a peek at some of the most exciting solo games coming our way this year. Heading straight to Xbox and PC Game Pass on February 21st, we've got the retro futuristic romp Atomic Heart. This sci-fi shooter takes place in an alternate version of 1955, where sudden advances in robotics technology have led to the creation of a shimmering utopia where almost all labor is performed by droids. But as anyone who's ever seen a movie or read a book could have predicted, the robots eventually decide to stage a violent uprising against humanity, leaving you to pick up the pieces.
Although, at least if you're playing on Xbox Series X, they'll be lovely 4K Ultra HD pieces. With an array of teched-up weapons for you to wield, a campaign that promises over 25 hours of robot roughhousing, and a story that looks full of sinister twists and turns, Atomic Heart looks like just the sort of game BioShock fans have been waiting for. Horror games absolutely thrive on the single-player experience, since everything is scarier when you're by yourself, and March is bringing two all-time classics back from the grave. March 24th will see Leon Kennedy returning to duty after 18 years of zombie-free relaxation, with the stunning new remake of Resident Evil 4. Not only does the new version add next-gen visual enhancements like ray tracing and 60 FPS to Leon's terrifying tale, but it also brings in all new side quests, reimagines the storyline, and modernizes the basic gameplay to maximize the chill factor. The developers have confirmed that the remake will be roughly the same length as the original, so expect a good 15 hours worth of scares.
And that very same month, we've got BioShock's predecessor, System Shock, returning in gruesomely glowed-up fashion. A 1994 classic, this tale about a villainous AI might hit even closer to home this time around. While you can expect to find the original's eerie charms entirely intact, the new System Shock also comes with all new HD visuals, updated controls, and a gruesome new gore system that's sure to make things even more terrifying. Xbox Game Pass members in the mood for a mystery should look no further than The Last Case of Benedict Fox. Arriving as a Day 1 edition on April 27th, this side-scroller will take players to a haunted mansion where they'll be using a range of spooky supernatural skills and some good old-fashioned detective work to uncover the dark secrets buried within.
Inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's nightmarish concoctions, The Last Case of Benedict Fox promises a tale that's dripping in atmosphere and bursting with surprises. On April 28th, the second chapter in the Star Wars Jedi series arrives with Survivor. The story begins 5 years later, and our boy, Cal Kestis, has clearly put that time to good use, learning some sick new fighting stances that allow him to dual-wield two lightsabers, or even mix and match with the iconic Jedi weapon in one hand and a blaster in the other.
And on top of those expanded combat options, Survivor will also be opening up the ways players can explore the galaxy far, far away, with a variety of tameable mounts and some new traversal gadgets to help them get around. All in all, it looks like everything we loved about the first game, including BD1, but more. Coming straight to Xbox and PC Game Pass this spring, Planet of Lana tells the incredible tale of a young girl and the mysterious cat-like creature that she likes to hang out with. With its lush green biomes and adorable critters, the game's alien world is a lovely place to spend some time. Or it would be, if not for all the killer robots. God, there's always something, isn't there?
But in spite of all the dangers in your path, working cooperatively with your feline friend will allow you to puzzle and platformer your way through this stunning world to find out the truth behind these mysterious machines and save your home. If you're a fan of god-battling action RPGs like Immortals Phoenix Rising, you might want to check out Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, which is set for Xbox Game Pass in early 2023. It's going to take a whole mountain of gunpowder for you to take down the gods you've sworn vengeance against. But if you combine it with some ferocious melee combos and the odd dash of magic, you might just manage it. And while this is a strictly solo adventure, you won't have to worry about getting lonely along the way thanks to your trusty animal companion, Enki.
With a mystical fox and a buttload of firepower, how could you possibly lose? Flintlock sounds ideal for players really looking to sink their teeth into something too, with a campaign that promises over 40 hours of gunslinging, god-slaying fun. Game Pass gets another massive Day 1 addition, with Hollow Knight Silksong slashing its way onto the service sometime before the end of June. This time around, players are going to be taking control of the original Knight's sister, Hornet, as she slips and slices her way through the kingdom of Farloom, coming up against all sorts of insectoid foes along the way.
The new hero and the game looks even faster and fiercer than the original, so prepare to have your skills seriously tested in this gorgeous side-scrolling sequel. In fact, you could even warm yourself up right now by grabbing the original Hollow Knight off Xbox Game Pass. 2023 will also see the launch of perhaps the year's biggest title, Starfield. This epic action RPG is a brand new IP from Bethesda, and it looks set to take them into a whole new stratosphere. This time around, players will have an entire galaxy to explore as they decide what role they want to play in this brave, somewhat frightening new world.
Trade blows with space pirates, get rich smuggling goods, or seek out new horizons as a valiant explorer. Design your own ship, craft your own weapons, forge alliances, make enemies, and recruit crew members. The point I'm trying to make here is that there's nothing written in the stars, so you get to do the whole thing your way. Bethesda bigwig Todd Howard confirmed that the main story alone will take some 30 to 40 hours to complete, and if you're an Xbox Game Pass member, you'll get to start making your destiny as soon as the game is released. Okay, if you need a bit of a break from all the lightsaber swinging and bug battling, then NAIAD might be just the change of pace you're looking for. This all-natural adventure transports the player to a gorgeous watery world where they're free to drift along at their own pace.
There are all kinds of critters to befriend and loads of little secrets to uncover. But the most important thing is just soaking up the game's laid-back vibe and enjoying its unique visual style. If you're looking for a game to de-stress with this year, NAIAD is sure to soothe your soul. Once upon a time, there was a puppet called Pinocchio who dreamed of being a real boy. But first, he would have to arm himself to the teeth and beat the living daylights out of a whole bunch of robots. Lies of P is certainly a long way from the colourful cartoon Pinocchio that we grew up with, reinventing his tale as a broody Souls-like, filled with clattering melee battles and spectacular set pieces.
And while he's packing a lot more heat than he used to, this version of Pinocchio still has a tendency to stretch the truth, with the porkies you tell here capable of drastically affecting the course of the game's story. And with a main story that's expected to last around 30 hours, this is already a pretty beefy game. But with all the possible story permutations and the optional side content, you could easily spend twice that exploring this strange, dark world. So I think it's safe to say that my nose won't get any bigger if I tell you that Lies of P looks amazing, and that it's coming straight to Xbox Game Pass later this year. We got some exclusive gameplay earlier last year, which you can find in the top right hand corner as well, but for more on Lies of P as we have it, be sure to subscribe to us here at Xbox On. Anyway, unbelievably, we have yet another title set to arrive day one on Xbox Game Pass this year in the shape of Replaced, a 2.5D action platformer set in a chilling alternate version of the 80s. In this gritty cyberpunk world, walls have gone up around the country, a brutal police state has been put in place, and regular people have been reduced to unwilling organ donors for the wealthy elites.
So, it's a tough place to be, especially if you're a confused AI trapped inside a human body, which you are. Well, not you, obviously. Probably. Promising, thrilling, meaty combat and a dazzling sci-fi world to explore, Replaced looks one of this year's most intriguing prospects. Some games struggle to live up to their billing, but that won't be a problem with the latest Eiyuden Chronicle game. It really does have 100 heroes for you to play as. This fantastical action RPG takes place in a vast realm where elves, humans, beastmen, and other magical people live in peace and harmony. Right up until one nation gets its hands on a powerful artifact and decides that it's had enough of all this, sharing malarkey. Players will take control of a band of young friends who suddenly find themselves on history's center stage, making decisions that will shape the course of everything to come.
Right, no pressure then. Playing a good single-player game is a bit like curling up with a good book, and the Plucky Squire is a tale that really jumps off the page. Mixing 2D and 3D gameplay in an ingenious way, this colourful caper stars a storybook hero called Jot as he travels across a whole variety of children's tales using the words on the page to navigate his way through like a classic side-scroller. But our boy Jot can also hop right out and into the world around the book, transforming the game into a 3-dimensional adventure where our tiny hero gets to traverse a human-sized home.
The possibilities this dimension switching mechanic opens up are almost endless, and the Plucky Squire looks absolutely overflowing with imagination from what we've seen so far. So we can't wait to check out the final draft later this year. Last up, we'll be sneaking and stabbing our way through another chapter in human history with Assassin's Creed Mirage. While we all had a lot of fun cleaving skulls in Valhalla, the new game looks set to take us a little closer to the series' early days with a stealthier, more streamlined, story-focused adventure set in Baghdad. So you can expect something closer to the 15 to 20 hour main campaigns of the first few Assassin's Creed games.
This time around, we're going to be taking control of a sticky-fingered gentleman named Basim ibn Ishaq, whose skill as a street thief make him an ideal recruit for the Assassins. Expect a thrilling story, a stunning new world to clamber around, and some clever new tricks to help you take your targets down, as well as some stunning next-gen visuals and smooth 60 FPS frame rates on the Xbox Series X and S. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for all the latest updates about all of these games and more. Bye!